have Mr. Mark Lack coming in live with us, and Mark has become one of my top students, so I wanted to introduce you to him. Now, he didn't start off being a top student. As a matter of fact, he and I share something greatly in common, is we both did not do well in school, and now not only does he make millions of dollars, in many months he makes millions of dollars. So let's get him on and hear this amazing success story. Mark, thanks for joining us on the 10th annual Celebration Brainathon.
John, always a pleasure.
So let's go back. You and I met. Your father and you came to an event that I was doing. I was doing a keynote in Los Angeles, if I remember correctly, and you were in the audience, and we had a chance to meet afterwards. And take me back to your life just a few years ago.
Yeah, I, as you stated, hated school for whatever reason, which is ironic. I've got a bookshelf behind me now, but I love learning, I love reading, but back then, for whatever reason, I just did not resonate with the information I was being taught in the formal education system. I despised it. I didn't like my teachers, and as a result, I rebelled. I got in trouble. My grades reflected terribly. I didn't do well in school. I was always ditching class, getting in trouble, but I was passionate about wanting to become successful. I just didn't feel like I was going to get it in the school system, and so I was going to events. My dad was like, hey, look, if you're not going to do well in school, you got to become successful somehow. Let me expose you to other verticals for education. So he brought me to a conference and a seminar, and you were on stage there. And I had already heard about you from books and other things that you've been involved with. And so seeing you on stage was just so cool. And the information you shared resonated with me more than anybody else. And that was why I had to come up to you in the hallway after the event. And it's so funny to relive this memory, but because you and I are so close now, and I've become a top student of yours. But yeah, I didn't do well in school, and still was able to become successful regardless. And we're going to talk about some of the things that I was able to do.
I love it. Let me ask you a question. Did your parents feel concerned or worried for you? Because your dad's a successful person, and your mom's successful as well. Were they worried about you?
They were definitely worried during certain seasons of my upbringing as a teenager. I was getting in a lot of trouble, hanging out with the wrong people, and not doing well in school. So that's kind of a recipe for parents to be worried. And so they were inevitably worried about me, but I showed signs of wanting to be successful. And like most people, if you don't know how to direct your energy towards something to help you achieve success, it's unlikely you're going to find something to be successful in. And so my parents tried so hard to try to direct my drive and motivation to stay out of trouble towards something. And, luckily it ended up working out for me. My parents were worried, but once I got some traction and I started to become obsessed, because I'm an all-in kind of guy. So once I started to become obsessed with education and self-education and learning from successful people like yourself, they started to be a lot less worried, and now they're nothing but proud. So
I love it. And now you're married and you have a beautiful little girl, and now you've been riding the train of success for a long time. So let's take you back. You started by getting involved with my NeuroGym's, Win a Game of Money brain training and coaching program, which we've talked about today. And what happened? Here you are, young man, lots of potential. You want to achieve success. You didn't have the blueprint or the roadmap. Like, what happened once you started training your brain with Innercise?
One of the things that I find so cool about Innercise is what resonated with me that you have kind of always said, but when you were speaking on stage years back when I first heard you, that so many people can learn how to do something, what they need to do to be successful, but what really separates the truly successful person who commits to their goals and has long-term sustainable success, happiness, wealth in all areas, is that they've conditioned their mindset. And for me, I didn't want to be the person who just learned what to do and how to do it, but never achieved high levels of success. I wanted to be super rich. I wanted to have all things in all areas of my life. And the way that you explain how mindset really separates you, it just hooked me. And the fact that a lot of your stuff you get to just put in your ears like listening to music and kind of let your programming and Innercise do the work for you, that's exciting. Who doesn't want to sit back and have their success and brain automatically programmed for more abundance, more success, more finances? And so for me, I had read a lot of books, I had gone to a lot of seminars, and I tried a lot of different things. So I had all the different recipes in front of me and formulas and frameworks to become more successful. But there was just something different about Inner Size and listening to your stuff that I guess what I'm trying to say is it helped really condition the beliefs inside of me rather than just having the information in front of me, like, this is what I need to do, I'm going to get rich. Some part of you, depending on your upbringing, your parents, society, your friends, you still might not believe you can be successful. Or on the other side, you may not feel worthy of more success. And so one of the things that always resonates with me about your training is, even if you have the frameworks and you know exactly what you need to do, if you don't really believe you're going to be more successful and you don't feel worthy of more success, you're never going to achieve the level of success you're capable of. And so Inner Size for me, it's something that I started doing when I first heard about it from you years ago. And it's something that I consistently do every week. And I don't know if there's a direct correlation, but it sure seems like my success financially continues to go up the longer I keep doing it. And so I'm grateful for you, and I'll always be on these Brainathons, however many times you want me to be on, to inspire other people that Inner Size works. I don't know what else to say. It just flat out works. You just got to pop it in your ears and listen to John's amazing voice and the affirmations. And I'm grateful for the life I get to live. And my success means a lot more to me now that I have a daughter and a child. Like, success means so much more to me now having a child. And so I just feel indebted to you for helping me get to the place I'm at in life. And Inner Size in your program. So I'll always be here advocating what you've done for my family and I.
Well, I appreciate that. What I'd like to maybe help people understand the journey is, you went from, not really knowing what you want to do, not making a lot of money. You wrote a book called Shorten the Gap that became a bestseller because you were looking to shorten the gap from where you were to where you wanted to be. And you've done it and then some. You upgraded your knowledge and skills, and you decided to be a personal branding expert that you've helped thousands and thousands of small business owners grow. Now you're working with some superstar names in the world, like Mike Tyson, I know, is somebody that you're working with right now, and a few other people that I know we can't yet mention. What was the journey like? You went from making, tens of thousands of dollars to, why don't you take us through the journey? Because I know right now you're riding high, and you've upgraded your knowledge, your skills, you're managing your emotions, you've got the beliefs, you've upgraded, all of the skills, and now you're able to really leverage that for an amazing life. What was the journey like from this to this to this? Let's just do that quickly if we can.
Yeah, I'll do my best to keep it short and sweet because there's obviously a lot in between. But, in a nutshell, I think one of the best ways that I can explain it was, there's so many different ways to make money and there's so many different ways to grow businesses. But the one commonality is there's always going to be people in those businesses, and those people have brains and emotions and thoughts and beliefs. And so it doesn't really matter what product, service, business, industry, niche you're in. You got to work on your mindset so that when you go into any new vertical or new offering, you're bringing that with you. And now I've been in a lot of different businesses, and I've got my main business, which makes millions of dollars. Then I have my other main business, that makes millions of dollars a month. And that jump happened very, very fast. But back when I was doing $10,000 a month, that was like, to me, incredible. I was like, I felt rich, which is so funny to look back on that. But then I just, for whatever reason, I was struggling to get to the next level, and something that you always remind me of. And it's funny because anytime you and I chat, I always tell you where I'm at and you're proud. And then you say, so what's next? What's the next level? There's always another level. And that's what I love, is it's always a mindset thing. I don't remember exactly what you said, but one time I was like, oh, I'm going to make $10 million this year. And I don't remember exactly what you said, but it was something like, why not more? You're capable of it. You're capable of it. And I was like, God, that's so great. John's always reminding me to play bigger, because it wasn't about the money you told me. You're like, 10 million means you're only helping that many people. Why not 20 million or 30 million? It means you're helping more people. And, it just goes back to the beliefs and the mindset. And you've always been there to help remind me of that. And one of the things I can say is, yes, the marketing and the sales has slightly changed, but that's not the reason why I went from $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month to $1 million a month. And we've even had $1 million days in our business and in my celebrity business. And it's not necessarily that the strategies of the marketing changed, that the strategies of the sales changed. Yeah, they might have improved, but they didn't improve 1,000x. What did was the mindset behind it. I was like, I don't have to only work with a regular person to buy some coaching or a course. I could partner with celebrities who already have 50 million followers. But how would I do that? And who would I have to be? And who would I have to partner with? And who would I have to bring in? It's a different level of thinking. And, there's another mentor quote out there. I don't remember who it's from, but it was like, what if you had to achieve your 10-year goals in 6 months? Who would you have to become? What would you have to think? What would you have to believe about yourself? And you've always been that person to remind me of that it's like the strategies and the tactics can only get you so far. My success when we had our best month was like just shy of $4 million in a month. And I share that because even saying it out loud sounds a little bit crazy still, but so much of it has to do with like, I believe that's the value of what I know I can create in the world and the amount of people I can help. And it's really a reflection of the value you're providing and the amount of people that you're helping. And you can't have your financial income and revenue be attached to like your own self-worth and beliefs. And for me, my level of success, even now when I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I think in the next couple years, we could do $100 million a year. There's just another level of identity and self-belief and self-worth that I have to step into. And I know that it's from the repetition. It's the repetition of listening to the inner size and writing down my affirmations and my goals and reading them and embodying them. It just becomes part of your identity that, if you want to be a normal average person, then who doesn't achieve big goals, who doesn't take care of their family, who doesn't get to live the best life, then you probably don't need to do inner size. But if you want to have the best life for your family, if you never want to have to worry about financial stuff holding you back as a limiting constraint, if you want to be able to do anything you want in this world, then you might as well be exercising, because I'm probably just one of many thousands of people who John is going to have on camera telling you exercise changed their life, exercise leveled up their financial situation, exercise leveled up their identity. I'm just one of many people preaching this, but millions of dollars a month or millions of dollars a year, it was all from leveling up the mindset. Because honestly, the strategies and the tactics, I don't even read that many books anymore on strategies and tactics, because I feel like I already, as your affirmations say, I already have the knowledge and the skills to achieve the success that I'm worthy of and capable of. I can hear it in my brain right now. Like, I already have the knowledge and the skills. It's just the mindset and the beliefs. And so, yeah, I'm grateful to come on here every year with a new level of success to share because of exercise.
I love it. There's two things. Number one, if when I first met you, I shared with you that you can earn $3 or $4 million in a month, what would you have said? That was a fantasy for you. What would you have said in very short order? Then I want to share a little story with you.
I would first want to let people know that only about 45 or 50% of that is profit, which is still insane, but I want the audience to know, because I always hear big numbers and I'm always like, I wonder how much is profit. About 45 to 50% of that is profit. But I probably would have said, you're crazy. What do I need to do to make that happen, John? I'll do anything.
And you exercised. You reminded me of a story. It's called the bar of iron story. And if you had a bar of iron, like a bar of gold, it's worth about $5 as a bar of iron. If you take that bar of iron and you convert it into little springs that go into watches, if you convert it into screwdrivers to screw in the screws and glass, it's worth about $500. But if you convert it into springs that go in watches, the same bar of iron is worth $5,000. So the key is, it's all a matter of what you create and do with it. And you have taken your mind and you have made it so strong. You've strengthened your mindset. Yes, you've upgraded your skill set, and then you took action. And for that, I'm so proud of you. And I want to thank you for being on this year's Brainathon. If somebody's sitting on the fence saying, but I don't know if it'll work for me because, what would you say to her or him?
There's a lot of things that I could say and want to say. One of the biggest ones, though, would be, if you're not willing to take this risk, if you're not willing to step into finding out who you can be and what happens when you tell the universe, God, whatever you believe in, if you're not willing to step in and say, I'm willing to find out what happens when I pursue the next best version of me, when I pursue an investment in a better education for myself, when I invest in leveling up my identity and my mindset and my beliefs, I'm willing to commit to at least stepping in the direction to finding out what happens when I get into that new version of myself. You're always going to be in the same place, or worse, if you're not growing, you're dying. And so this is an opportunity for you, and this is what I always do for myself. Step towards growth. Take the next step, whether it's an investment in your education, an investment in your health. Always take that step, because when you're sitting still, when you're not growing, when you're not moving, you're dying. You're not progressing. And so this is your chance. Prove it to yourself. That's one of the first things to leveling up your mindset, is you got to prove it to yourself. You can lie and BS the world and the people around you, but you can't to yourself. And so this is your chance to prove it to yourself. If you want to be more successful, then you have to act accordingly. And investing in yourself with a true professional who's world renowned and has created the best possible thing for you to exercise and level up, then this is the opportunity. You're not like investing in something low level, or, this is top notch. This is world class. If you won't invest in world class information and exercise to level up, I don't know what to tell you. But if you're committed and you really want more, then you have to act accordingly. You can't say you want more and then not take action. And one of the biggest things that separates successful people, and I have interviewed over 1,000 successful people like John, one of the biggest things that separates successful people from unsuccessful people who don't have the life and the finances they want is successful people take massive determined action. Unsuccessful people are stuck in indecision. Where should I go? What should we eat tonight? And they just can't make decisions. You got to take massive determined action towards the things that you want. And if you want to be more successful, exercise is the thing. There's a lot of things you need to do to be successful, but exercise is one of the common threads. And so take action, invest in yourself. I know John has some type of way to mitigate the risk for you. So the only risk is that you don't take action. That's literally it. Just invest in yourself. I've never once regretted investing in my education, because it comes with me forever. You can invest in the stock market and it could go down. You could make the wrong investment in some other asset class, but the one asset you'll never regret investing in is yourself.
I love it. Mr. Mark Lack, thank you so much for being a phenomenal student and friend, and for helping so many people, and for being on this 10th year of the Brain-a-thon. The celebration has been going on today, and we love it, and I appreciate you so much. I'm so proud of you. Please say hi to your beautiful wife. Give your little daughter a big kiss. I'm so proud of how you can take care of them the way you want to, and how you're using your life to impact and influence so many others. Everybody in the chat, give it up for Mr. Mark Lack, and then we will see you right back in just a second.
Are you liking the transformational stories you've heard today? Type yes in the chat if you're with me. You are going to love what we have in store next. Okay, before we announce our next surprise, congrats to all the people who just signed up and got over $20,000 in limited time bonuses and gifts. Remember, these are only guaranteed until midnight tonight. And by the way, in case you missed it, for anyone who joins today, we will be hosting a special celebration kickoff call for you on Monday. We'll be showing you exactly how to get started with winning the game of money, so there's no stress and no overwhelm, so you can get the fastest, best results of your entire life. Simply by being here today, you're already committed. You're already taking steps into your future. You don't just want to sit with it on the shelf. Otherwise, life passes you by, someone else passes you by. You've got to take action with the knowledge you are gaining today. You'll also get a chance to be paired up with an accountability partner who will support you and keep you accountable, which our entire success team will be doing as well. Just click on that link to lock in the today only price and all the bonuses while supplies last. Remember, only until midnight tonight. Do not miss your chance. Okay, so who wants to win $1,000 cash prize for following along with the show? The answer to our last trivia question is success. Inner Size will help you flip on your brain's switch, and the was your brain's success switch. We will also accept neuroplasticity switch for those of you who want to geek out on neuroscience with us a little bit deeper. So for you science lovers out there, well done. And now, your next trivia question. Trivia question number 3. John's mentor asked him a question that changed his life. He asked him, are you interested or, are you interested or, what is the, what's the missing word? Type the answer in the chat now for a chance to win. Drum roll. Woo! So excited. Put that answer in the chat with your chance to win. And make sure you stay tuned because we'll be giving away more goodies throughout the day, including thousands more in cash prizes, including our $10,000 grand prize at the end of today's show. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss out. Believe me. All right, coming up next, you're going to see for yourself exactly how, once you change your brain, you can quickly and easily change your income and your life. So, have you ever heard of an animal chiropractor? I know, sounds out there, right? Alicia was deeply unhappy in her life and career in medicine, and even deeper in debt. She had over $250,000 in student loans and credit card bills and didn't know how she would ever get out. After attending the Brainathon, she says she felt like she broke through decades of limiting beliefs and self-confidence issues. Today, with, in her words, just the push of a button on your screen, she is running her own business with 2 doctors working for her and is making multi-6 figures a year. Show her some love in the chat, you guys.
All right, so with me is Alicia Barnes, and it was about 5 years ago when she was on the Brainathon, and to just go into my memory, at the time you were a chiropractor, you were working for somebody else, you were earning about $50,000 a year, and on the heartbreak side, if my memory is correct, you were engaged to be married, and unfortunately, the gentleman that you were engaged to shattered your heart at the time, and it cheated on you.
That is all true. Yeah, I was devastated.
Devastated. And somehow, I know that you were a chiropractor, are a chiropractor, and you wanted more for your life. Take me back to the Brainathon that you watched that got you involved with our Win a Game of Money Brain Training and Coaching program. Take me back to that time when you were watching it.
Yeah, it was life-changing, John. Like, you changed my life. Like, I remember being back at that time and I was heartbroken and I was in a job that I felt trapped in. It felt like a prison. I didn't know how to escape. It just wasn't filling my soul. I didn't know financially how I could continue this way because I was in a lot of debt. And, it just was, I felt so just scared and overwhelmed by everything around me. And then I saw this video of you talking about inner sizing and changing your brain. And I love neurology. I love science. I love this like science-backed approach on how to transform your life. And so I didn't have the money, but I put it on my credit card because I was like, I need a lifeline, like something has to change, even though it felt like nothing could. And it was the best decision I ever made.
I appreciate that. And when you were looking for this lifeline, a way to change your life, I know that you had wanted to start your own business, but you weren't certain. You were in debt, as you said. And I remember you said you were lacking the confidence to go out on your own. Once you said yes to yourself and you started to train your brain, what happened?
Yeah, because you're right. Like, I had this vision. I have a specialty in animal chiropractic, and I so wanted to just take this leap of faith, but I was terrified. Like, who am I? No one was really doing this at the time and had a successful business. And then your voice, I call you my fairy godfather, because it was just this planting the seed of belief that it could happen. Happily ever afters do come true. You just have to keep believing and taking action and training your brain. And it was like, yeah, you were this little ray of hope that kind of was beating through all the fear and limiting beliefs and lack of confidence and kind of the who am I, all those feelings that we have when we're afraid to kind of go out on our own and go after our big dreams.
Did you on one hand feel like you were smart because you became a chiropractor, but then on the other hand, there was this self-image disconnect, like you said, like who am I to think that I can have my own business and really have the lifestyle of my dreams?
Oh, definitely. I thought, that was what other people could do. Could I really have this? Could I make, multi six figures? Could I run a successful business? Could I like be seen and take up space in the world? Like I was so I look back on the time and I almost just wish I could go back and hug myself because I felt so like I was shackling myself with all these like limiting beliefs that really just kept me from being like my authentic self. It was just, yeah, it was a really hard time when you just are kind of surrounded by thinking you're not good enough when you so are.
Where did you come up with the idea that you're not good enough, or maybe you weren't, ready to achieve those goals and dreams? Like one of the things that we're sharing during this Brainathon is how to turn your current reality into your fantasy world, the stuff that you really want for your life and your family and your friends. Like, where did you get some of these ideas that you weren't good enough or you weren't worthy enough?
Right. So that's such a good question. And like, man, do you have to do the work? So I sadly have been working a lot of just wounds from like childhood of, just various things that kind of happened that started planting the seed that I, just wasn't worthy or wasn't good enough, or I needed to kind of shrink back so that other people could shine. And that's what I think so powerful about the inner sizing is like, this was decades of limiting beliefs. But with your tools and with your programs, I was able to like kind of start to break through that because it had been there for years and years and years. And so it was just so powerful. I say like it used to be like life was black and white, and now it's like living in color. Like it really just sets you free. It's just incredible.
I love it. Share with me your life today. I know that you had shared some goals and dreams with me, on that Brainathon 5 years ago, and you were able to, I remember with like the push of a button, do something really special. What was that push of the button? You did something special that people get excited about.
Yes. Okay. So, John, this is only from you. So, I was in so much debt, like $250,000 in debt when I was making like $50,000. And it was crushing this like fear of it. And so, one of the things that I would say was like, I will pay this off with one click of a button. One click of a button, I'm going to pay this off. And it like $100,000 came into my life through various like taking action and like just changing my thoughts. And I was able to pay off like credit cards just one after the other with one click of a button. It was so fun. I had champagne. Like it was beautiful because it was a moment I never thought like truly, like could you really do this? It was so serendipitous. It was incredible.
I love it. I remember that moment because I remember you were so elated to be able to pay that off with one click. And you did the work. So you inner-sized, you upgraded your skills. I get that. What happened as you started to inner size, as you start to change your self-image, as you start to develop the beliefs that you are worthy and you are capable of achieving the goals you want? What happened to your career? What happened to your income? What happened to your life?
It just has continued to grow exponentially because even at the Brainathon, so I had quit this job because of you gave me so much courage. So I was like, this does not match the reality that I want. So I took the leap of faith, started this other business. Within 1 month, it was covering all my bills, something I never thought would happen. And then since then it has grown. We are, bringing in multi six figures. I've hired 2 other doctors to work for me. We're one of the biggest animal chiropractic practices in the nation. Yeah, but what's amazingly beautiful too is it just really allowed me to enjoy my life. Like I have the money to do things that I've always wanted to do. I have the time. I have the joy in my heart. I found the love of my life. And then also using the inner sizes to kind of heal a broken heart, because there's so much that goes into like fear around that. And I was able to kind of change those thoughts. So, just married the man of my dreams. And now we have a little boy and another little boy on the way.
Yes.
And it's just like life could not be any more joyful. Like that's truly what I think has changed the most. Like the money is great. But it's like the joy that you can live, like you are in charge of your life, you are in the driver's seat, and you are able to create exactly what you want for your life is just the best gift to give yourself.
I've got two more questions. One is, who have you become as a woman right now, compared to who you were? Who are you now?
Oh, John, maybe it's the pregnancy hormone, so I hope I don't start crying. But I just like the fullest version of myself. I feel like before it was like I was a bird in a cage and I kept trimming my wings, like just self-sabotaging and not believing in myself. And now I'm able to be like the biggest version of myself. And it feels so good. Like this is what we're here for, is to just be the best version of ourselves and the fullest version of ourselves. So I'll start crying because it was just from where I was to where I am now is so huge. I can't even express how grateful I am. Like you really set me on this trajectory to have a life that I love. Like I love my life every day. And that is so beautiful to be able to experience and to be able to say.
My jaw is hurting me from smiling so hard right now because I remember you on the last Brainathon, you were confident and certain you made some good money, and now you're making multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. You've got people working for you. You've got the freedom you want, and you really are living this fantasy that you created and you did the work. So I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of the self-confidence you developed. I have one final question. People are watching. This is our 10th annual Brainathon. Millions have watched. We've changed the lives of millions of people, and hundreds of thousands of people are inner-sizing and upgrading their skills and taking action. For the person that's sitting there at home right now saying, I don't know if this will work for me. I'm too young. I'm too old. I've tried other things. Nothing's worked for me. I don't have the money. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the skills. They are talking negatively to themselves right now. What would you say to her or him, of course?
Yeah, so I wish I could, like, I'll cry. I wish I could jump through the screen and just say, like, put your chips on yourself. Like, for once, like, just believe that this is possible, because, like, the tools in this program will help you along the way. Like, but just being able to kind of invest in yourself, because your world is going to change. Your life is going to change in ways that you can't even imagine. Like there's a bigger dream for you than you even have right now for yourself that's just going to unfold. The best investment that you can ever make. I mean, truly, I wish I could go back to myself and be like, you're doing the right thing. Like, just keep going, because it's incredible how much your life can change with just one program. With this program, it's truly remarkable.
I love it. I love what you just said is like, bet the chips on you, right? Like say yes to you, invest in you. You're the greatest investment. With this $100 billion brain of yours, invest in learning how to train it right, how to upgrade your confidence and certainty and personal power, because you have it within you. And you're a phenomenal example of that. That's why I want to have you back on, because I remember how people resonated with you and just felt themselves through your story. So Alicia, I'm so proud of you. I'm so thankful that our orbits connected, and I'm so excited to see how your life with your 2 children, a beautiful husband, unfold over the next 5 years. And here's one thing I know for sure. Whatever you can dream, girl, you can achieve.
Thank you, John. And I just, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for creating this. Thank you for being you. Like, your heart and your love for people is really extraordinary. Like, you feel it. Like, I still hear your voice in my head. Like, you are such a blessing to me and so many people. So thank you. And to your team for all that you do. You guys are changing so many lives.
Thank you so much. And everyone, right now in the chat, give her some love right now. Alicia, I appreciate you. I love you. And I'm so proud of you.
Love you. Thank you, John.
Don't you just love Alicia's story now? I tell you, it breaks my heart to feel, all right, what she went through when she was an animal chiropractor working for somebody else and having her fiance cheat on her. Oh, that just like broke me apart. But what made me feel really great, she took control. She said yes to herself. She didn't become a victim. She became victorious, right? So as you were watching her story, how did it make you feel? And then what takeaway did you have from what she did about what was going on in her life? Type in the chat right now so that I can see it. And I know I can see a few of them. And then I'm going to read all of these later too. All right. I want to share something with you to explain why Innercise and our training is the most powerful program in the world if you are serious about winning the game of money once and for all. Do you remember when we started today in my opening, when I shared my story of being mentored by Mr. Brown? He had me imagine and write down what my dream life would be in detail, right? And who I wanted to help along the way. Here's what he said. First, you choose the life you want to live, and then you create the mindset and the plans to achieve it. He said, how you achieve any goal comes after your commitment to achieve it. Most people have this all wrong. They look at their current resources. They look at their skills that they have. They look at the current results they have, and they then make a decision based on what is true now, which is because of what they were thinking and doing in the past. And this is what causes them to repeat the same behaviors over and over again, getting the same results over and over again, probably just like you are. Mr. Brown taught me that the most successful people do it in reverse. First, they choose the dream life and the income they desire, and then they create the beliefs, habits, and actions to match. And this is what Innercise and our training is all about. This is what I've been doing for 41 years and what I've been teaching for the last 15 years. Your imagination is so powerful, but it's also, I know, very easy for you to just imagine it, isn't it? This is where you often get stuck. It's bringing that vision that you have to life in here, right? That's important. And this is why you have to deliberately create the identity from the inside out first. Think of this, just like a Hollywood actor gets a new script they've never seen before, and they practice that script until they become the role, and then they win an Academy Award, hopefully. It becomes easy for them because they practice the script in a variety of different ways. Listen, today you've heard from experts and clients that, number one, it's possible for you to change your brain at any age. Number two, when you change your brain, you can change your income and your life. And number three, Innercise is the fastest and easiest way to do it. And I want you to understand how Innercise works so you can make a smart decision. If you think about your brain for just a moment and think about a computer or your phone, it has software inside, right? If the software is great, everything works great. But if the software is slow or old, it may not work so well. So every so often, what do? You upgrade that software so it runs faster and it runs better, right? What if you can easily upgrade your brain success software? Your beliefs, software. Your habits, software. Your self-worth wasn't some software program you were born with, as we've discussed. It was developed over time through your parents, teachers, your life experiences, the meaning you gave things, right? If You have powerful wealth generating, income creating beliefs and a self-image that matches, you behave that way. But what if you have limiting beliefs or a limiting self-image programmed into you by those authority figures and life? That programming controls you and holds you back, right? What if you can listen to expertly designed exercises that help you, first and foremost, release the old patterns as you create new, upgraded ones easily to achieve any goal faster and easier, and to create habits that ensure you take inspired action every day. And of course, manage your emotions better so challenges and setbacks are easier to overcome. You learn how to turn fear or any emotion into fuel for success because you are not your emotions, but they may be controlling you, and you need to flip that around. I know you didn't learn math or English, grammar in one lesson, right? Give me 100 days, and together we will use Innercise to change your brain and change your income from the inside out so that you have more self-confidence, an upgraded self-image, and powerful beliefs that will have you taking action with confidence, specifically the right actions with way less stress. And this also explains why you may have listened to or have read affirmations or declarations or maybe even visualized once here and there in the past. But I bet you didn't do it with perfectly written scripts and expert guidance, right? In truth, you haven't updated and upgraded your software yet. And Innercise is our secret sauce. It's the little hinge that swings the big door. And best of all, it's been tested and proven and modified for years now and used by millions of people around the world. And I believe it's your turn now. After years and years of research, we have found that by Innercising a little bit each day, you can set yourself up to achieve great results, not mediocre or average results, or ordinary, extraordinary. And when you combine that with our live coaching and mentorship in part 2 of this program, the results you can get are just off the charts. We're going to show you each week how to upgrade your skills and your identity so that the fantasy life you desire, the goals you want to achieve, and the goals you deserve to achieve become real. Habits and behaviors can be hard to change, as you know, especially when they've been built up for 10, 20, 30 or more years. But when you Innercise and you get the right coaching and mentorship, you can change your brain and optimize your mind and improve your entire life. And by now I know you're getting this, right? Imagine you have a friend who's out of shape and wants to get fit. They start to exercise and maybe eat well, and initially they're motivated, but they don't know exactly what to do or eat, and they make some initial progress and see results, but it doesn't last, right? They get frustrated, they get stuck, and the next thing you know, they stop. Sound familiar? Isn't this what's happened to you? You have goals, you have dreams, and you buy books, watch videos, maybe even take some courses, attend webinars like this and events like this, but in reality, you make very little progress. Well, what if you had a trainer for 6 months to show you exactly what to do in the right order, at the right time, to eliminate all of the guesswork and confusion? And what if you had others just like you working together with you to keep you and everyone else on track? Wouldn't that give you the best chance to succeed? Don't you think you would get amazing results? Well, that's what we give you with the Winning the Game of Money program. And instead of paying tens of thousands of dollars with other programs, what if you get access for $4 a day? Less than the cost of a cup of coffee. That's a no-brainer, right? So the link is here when you're ready and you're committed. And let my team and I Train your brain. Let us be your brain coaches. Let us help you optimize and strengthen your mind. It's already in you. In essence, we'll get your brain in the best shape of your life. And how do I know this? Well, I've spent millions of dollars perfecting this system. You don't have to spend that. You can get access right now. Start today. And the investment, we've reduced it down to $1,497, $4 a day, as I mentioned. And the other part of this that is just something that we all need is the support and accountability. And that's why this is a 3-part program: the exercises, the coaching, and part 3 is the accountability in the community and the group masterminding. We're lifting each other up as we climb. And this is what helps you get over the hump. We have a team of coaches, and we'll show you how to gain the accountability partners in the program so you're accountable. We answer your questions. We help you solve your challenges. We help you stay on track once and for all. With these 3 parts and all of your bonuses that we're including today only, this is the most comprehensive, evidence-based brain training and coaching program on the planet to win the game of money. Other programs I know out there cost $10,000, $20,000, some even $50,000, and I can tell you, they don't give you half of what we deliver. So, one decision, one yes, one choice. Get started today and work with us for the next 6 months. Click on the link, join us right now, and as you know, my mission is to create at least 100 new millionaires in the next 12 months. And I've already helped many of my students become multimillionaires. How about you being next? The fastest and easiest way to do it is through Exercise, live VIP coaching, and accountability and support. And if you want to make an extra $10,000 or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you want to get out of debt faster, become unstoppable, start exercising today or tonight, and start joining our first live coaching call on Monday. And without exaggerating, it'll be the best investment you ever make in yourself. I believe in you. I want to help you. You make a decision now to help you, all right? Do what you need to do. Click on the link, get started. I'll welcome a whole bunch of you later, and let's do this. Let's bring Natasha back on with another chance to win an amazing cash prize. Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to win the cash prize? Let me know in the chat right now. And congratulations to everybody who's taking action right now, because it's the action that you take that determines the success you achieve.
Hey, everyone is so excited here in the studio. We are so excited here in the studio. I guess our last guest touched your heart because so many of you decided to jump on in and get started with winning the game of money. Congrats to everyone who said yes, everyone who is committing today to better their life. I can't read all the names I want to right now. I think I'd be here till the end of tomorrow to read a few of your names. I'm going to do that. I just want to give you a big, warm welcome. So first of all, congrats to Terry in New Hampshire. Congrats, Chris in Manitoba, Canada. Congrats, Paul in Ohio. And a special shout out to Shannon in California, who also added an extra 6 months of coaching to her order. Yes, high five. Welcome. Congrats to all of you who went all in today and got over 20,000 in bonuses and gifts. Just think of the power that you will unlock and the income you can make when you flip on that success switch. All it takes is just one yes. I know someone's feeling that today. Write yes in the chat if you are ready to turn on your success switch today. I'm feeling someone's writing it. Yes, I can feel that. I can see you. I almost feel like I can see you through this screen today. I feel like we're there